Hello my friends, welcome to this week's class. This week we're going to focus on some happy hips and hamstrings. So I've got 2 blocks. That's my main recommended props for today, but you might not feel like you need them. So yeah, that's it. So once you have everything you feel like you need to be supported, go ahead and meet me on your mat. We're going to start on our backs in a reclined butterfly shape. So lay back, get comfy, snuggle your shoulder blades underneath you, bring the soles of your feet together, let your knees be open wide, and maybe let them rock side to side for just a moment or two to get settled in and find a comfortable place to rest. If you do have blocks and you want to take this a little more supported, you can grab your blocks and slide them underneath your knees or underneath your thighs. At any register, so just depending on how much space there is between your knees and the earth. And just allow yourself a few moments to settle in, check in with yourself. Excuse me. A few deep, easy breaths. Wherever your hands have landed, if they're resting somewhere on your body or if they're out to the side, just notice that. And then tune into your breath. Again, just simple, easy breaths, slow and steady, helping you cultivate a sense of calm and ease throughout your practice. And just a couple more breaths here. One more big breath in. And big breath out. And gently close your knees together and start to pull your knees in towards your belly. Give yourself a gentle squeeze, rock side to side. A little massage for your low back. And start to rock and roll your way all the way up through a seat. We're going to open to the wide edge of your mat. If you've got your blocks, just set those up past the top edge of your mat. And we'll open to the wide edge, coming into a little bear sit. So take a second to get comfortable, really up on your sit bones. Toes a little out. You can even bring your hands behind you for a little bit of support so that you can sit up nice and tall. Take a deep breath in. And then on your exhale, let both knees drop over to the right. Let your hips go with you. Let it be nice and easy. And inhale back through center. Exhale, drop it over to the left. A few more times like that. Move at your own pace through center, side to side. And one more to even it out. Next time you come back to center, sit up nice and tall on your sit bones. Maybe see if you can grab your ankles, pull your heart through. One more breath in. And breath out, release. Come back to face the front of your mat. From the tabletop, make your way right into a child's pose. Knees towards the outer edges of the mat, creating a little bit of space for yourself. And walk yourself out onto your forearms. And allow yourself to shimmy on down into this little introverted space for yourself. You can stay lifted if you like, using your forearms as a little balance. Or you can come to rest on your forehead, maybe one cheek to the side. Still allowing your breath to come slow and steady, filling up your belly, letting everything still be pretty soft here. Soft muscles in your face, soft muscles across your belly, across your thighs, your quads. Continuing to just settle into your space, settle into your physical body. Next breath in, start to lift yourself back up to that tabletop position. Coming up to hands and knees. Settle shoulders somewhere over your wrist, hips over your knees, and find some gentle cat-cows. Inhale to cow pose, dropping your belly, opening through your heart, lifting your gaze. And the exhale, reverse that motion, really press away from the earth, shoulder blades spread apart. And then just connect your own breath to your own movement. A few rounds like this, waking up your spine, finding a little fluidity. One more round. Inhale and exhale. And back to a neutral spine. On your next inhale, start to extend your left leg long behind you, aiming somewhere towards hip height, and then check in. Stabilize, square your hips towards the mat underneath you. And then take your left foot out in line with your left hip. Really pace down through the outside edge of your left foot. And then take just a few rocks back and forth. Hips towards your heels, shoulders back over your wrists. Staying strong in that foundation of your left foot, rooted into the earth. Next time hips come closer to your heels, allow yourself to hang out here for just a breath or two. You can come up to your fingertips, find a little more ease. And last breath here. Come back towards tabletop. Scoop your left foot up, take it back in line. Cow and cat to reset, neutralize. And back to center. Inhale, extend right leg long behind you, pressing out through the sole of your foot, keeping hips squared towards the mat. And then right foot out in line with your right hip. Pace down through the outside edge of your right foot and find a few shifts backward and forward. Working into your inner thigh or groin muscle on the right side this time. Still slow, steady breaths. Next time your hips come a little closer to your heels, hang out there, just a breath or two. Stay long in your spine. And shift back forward. Scoop your right foot up, take it back in line with your left. One more round, cow and cat. And from a neutral tabletop, tuck your toes and start to lift your hips, downward facing dog. Keep your down dog soft, really Bend your knees, pedal out your feet, give yourself some generous space. Shift side to side, lengthening out through your side body, your torso. And coming back into center, back into a little stillness. Take a step or two forward, enough so that you can start to feel the heels of your feet get heavy, more grounded towards the earth, and then walk your hands back to meet your feet. Hang heavy, forward fold. You can allow your hands to just dangle, or you can find a ragdoll shape, opposite hand, opposite elbow, or a clasp, a little basket behind your neck can feel nice as well. One more breath in, and breath out. Release your hands. If you've got any kind of clasp, walk yourself back out. Downward facing dog. Lengthen out a little more. Paddle your feet a few more times. Inhale, look forward. Start to take a nice slow walk to the top of your mat, one step at a time. When you get to the top of your mat, use your blocks. Any register. I'm going to take mine up to the highest. Find a lot of ease here today. On your inhale, halfway lift. Lengthen out through your spine. Exhale, soft knees, fold forward. Inhale, roll yourself all the way up to standing. Inhale, hands come up high. Exhale, hands to your heart. One more time, inhale all the way up. This time, exhale, cactus your arms out to the side, open your heart. Inhale, hands back to heart center. And exhale, fold it down. Using your blocks if you've got them. Inhale, halfway lift. And from that halfway lift, start to lift your left leg. Lift it high up behind you, aiming towards hip height to start. Keeping your hips square, just like we did when we were in tabletop. And then go ahead, drop left toes towards the back of the earth. Drop your back knee. Bring your blocks back with you. Coming into a low lunge. Take a moment to adjust however you need. Find a comfortable position. Next, inhale, let your hands float away from the blocks, up overhead. Exhale, soft and slow, cactus to the side, and hold it here. One more inhale. Exhale, release your hands. Frame your front foot or your front knee. Find a gentle half splits. Straighten out through your front leg. Straighten-ish, doesn't have to be perfect. You can find little pulses, little bits of movement in this first round if that feels good. Or just hang out in stillness. Keep it gentle. Soft bend through the knee. Next breath in, re-bend into your front knee. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee. Set your blocks back up to the top of the mat. Plant your hands. Step back, down dog. Inhale, look forward. Take a walk to the top of your mat. When you get there, hang heavy, forward fold. Next breath in, using your blocks if you've got them. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, soft knees, fold forward. And inhale, rise all the way up. Hands come up high overhead. Exhale, hands to your heart. Another inhale takes your hands right back up. And exhale, cactus your arms to the side. Inhale, hands to heart. Exhale, fold it down. Inhale, halfway lift. This time from your halfway lift, start to lift your right toes, right leg away from the mat, aiming for that hip height. Hang out for just a breath to stabilize, and then take your right toes all the way to the back of the mat. Ground your right knee. Take your blocks back with you if you've got them. And take a second to set up your low lunge on your left side. Still keeping lots of length in your spine, not dumping all of the weight into low back. Inhale, let your hands come away from the blocks, hands up high. Exhale, cactus your arms. You're here for 3, 2, for 1, release. Hands to your block or just to frame your front foot, front knee. Half splits. Gentle straighten-ish out of your front leg. Little pulses back and forth if it feels good. Next breath in, rebend into your front knee. Set your blocks back up ahead of you. Plant your hands, lift your back knee. Step back, downward dog. From down dog, inhale your right leg up high. Then bend your knee, open your hip. Recenter. Right leg long. Tuck your right knee in towards your belly. Then use your left knee like a spring. Roll yourself forward. Right foot, top of the mat. And drop your left knee. Inhale, hands up high. Exhale, cactus your arms. Frame your front foot. Half splits. Still welcome to use your blocks if you've got them. You're here for 1 more breath in. And breath out, rebend into your front knee. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee. Use your blocks. If you've got them, bring them to the inside of your right foot. High lizard lunge. Creating some space, walking your right foot a little more over towards the right edge of the mat. Maybe allowing your hip to open just a bit more to that right side. One more breath in here. On your breath out, big step forward, left foot all the way outside your left hand. Working your hips down into a malasana. Use your block if you've got it, slide it right underneath your seat. Elbows between your knees. Make great leverage to stay open through your heart, tall through the crown of your head. Next breath out, plant your hands, lengthen out your legs to fold forward, toes spin to face the front of the mat. Bring your blocks back out in front of you if you've got them. Heel toe your feet together a couple of spaces, more towards hips distance. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, roll up to stand. Hands come up high. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, reach back up. Exhale, open up this time. Hands come back together. Exhale, fold it down. Inhale, halfway lift. Use your blocks. Step your left toes to the back of the mat. Straighten out through your right leg. Extended pyramid pose. Blocks are great support here. If you don't have blocks, fingertips towards the earth is great as well. And feel free to shorten your stance if you don't enjoy such a long stance. You feel a little more stable, your feet closer together. One more breath in here. Fold forward a little more towards your front leg. Next breath out, rebend into your front knee. Drop your back knee. Inhale, hands up high, low lunge. Exhale, cactus. Set your blocks to the side. Step back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg high. Bend your knee, open your hip towards the ceiling. And back to center. Left leg long. Tuck your left knee in towards your belly. Soften your right knee, use it as a spring to roll yourself forward. Left foot top of the mat. Drop your back knee. Low lunge. Hands come up high. Exhale to cactus. Frame your front foot, front knee. Find your half splits. Next breath out, rebend into your front knee. Tuck your back toes to lift your back knee. High lizard lunge. Walk your left foot out towards the left edge of your mat. Strong through your back leg, back foot. If you prefer grounded, low lizard here, feel free to drop your back knee instead. Inhale, lengthen across your collarbones, really broaden out. Turn your left toes out to the side, big step forward with your right foot. Malasana. Take your hips down, use your props if you've got them. Settle in, you're here for 3, for 2, for 1. On your exhale, hands down, fold forward, lengthen through your legs, toes spin forward, blocks come back in front of you. Heel toe your feet together towards hips distance. Allow yourself to melt back down into your fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, one more gentle fold. And inhale, roll all the way up to stand. Hands reach up high. Exhale, hands to your heart. One last time. Inhale up high. Exhale to open, shoulders squeeze together. Hands to your heart. Exhale to fold. Inhale halfway. Step right toes all the way to the back of the mat. Use your blocks. Take them back with you, straighten out through your front leg. Extended pyramid pose. The more you fold in towards your front leg, bigger stretch you'll feel across the back line of your leg. One more breath in. Exhale, rebend. Drop your back knee. Low lunge one more time. Inhale, high. Exhale, cactus. Set your blocks to the side. Step back. Downward facing dog. Last one. Inhale, right leg up high. And take your right leg all the way forward to the front of your mat. Right knee towards your right wrist. Half pigeon. If this variation of pigeon does not feel good in your body, feel free to come onto your back and take reclined figure 4 instead. You'll still be able to maneuver into all the other postures we're going to do. So either variation is fine, whichever suits your body today. If you're here, we've been calling this belly down pigeon in class a lot lately. So if you're in that position, you can stay lifted through your chest for a couple of breaths. And then whenever you're ready, start to work your way down into a fold. If you want to at all, you might decide to stay lifted through your chest the entire time. You can again use your props, blocks underneath your hip are wonderful. So if you've got a lot of space between your hip and the earth, slide a block under there. Make it a little more comfy on yourself. Alternatively, block underneath your head or underneath your forearms is really nice support. Little pillow. We won't be here terribly long, but I do want you to feel comfortable and at ease. So whatever version of the shape makes you feel those things, settle into that for just a few breaths. Soften your left hip towards the earth a little more. One more breath in. And big breath out. Start to come back up onto your palms if you weren't already. And just roll right onto your right hip, opening back out the long edge of your mat into seated tree. Right foot comes in towards your left thigh. Take a big breath in, get tall in your spine. On your exhale, turn over your left leg and then walk your hands forward. Fold forward any amount. Hands can rest on the earth. They can be on blocks. Blocks are really nice in this posture. You could prop them up on your knee for some support under your head. Or you could have them stacked on either side of your knee and use them as a little support that way. Or breathe in here for a little while longer. Next breath in, start to press yourself back up. Take your left leg straight out in front of you. Cross your right knee over your left leg. We're going to open into a gentle twist. Take a deep breath in. Get tall again in your spine. And sweep right fingertips just out behind you, right past your right hip. And then you can either kind of hook your elbow, your forearm around your right knee and use that to twist open. If it feels good, you can also take your right elbow outside or your left elbow outside your right knee. A little more leverage to twist. One more breath in. And breath out. Unwind from your twist. Take both legs out wide to the side. Scoop back. Make sure you're up on your sit bones. And walk your hands forward, wide-legged forward fold. Doesn't have to be super far, obviously. And we won't be here super long. Next, inhale, start to crawl your way back up. Moving into half pigeon on your left side. So if you want to take recline figure 4 again, or if you just want to on this side in particular, feel free to set up for that instead. Otherwise, you're welcome to transition through downward facing dog to half pigeon on the opposite side, or you can just kind of maneuver your way there however feels accessible in your body today. My left side is very different from my right, and I'm just gonna let that be what it is. And I recommend that you try to practice the same, to feel kind of curious and interested in what your body is doing, so that you have awareness and compassion for yourself, but not so much judgment, not so much of a harsh inner voice. We can look at ourselves with a little more kindness, embrace a sense of a little more ease, and just the idea that it's okay to accept support, to accept help, whether that's your blocks here or whatever you need in your day-to-day. Here on this side for a few more breaths. Next inhale, start to roll onto your left hip and bring your right leg around. I'm going to open back up to the wide edge of the mat, moving into seated tree. Left foot in towards your right thigh. Sit up nice and tall. Square your torso over your right leg and then start to walk your hands forward. Again, using your blocks as support if that feels good. Next breath in, start to walk your hands back up. Take your left leg out wide. Bring your right knee, or right leg to center actually, and cross left knee on top of your right. You're going to find a twist to the opposite side. Left fingertips out behind you this time. And then right arm can swoop and squeeze your left knee. Inhale to get tall and exhale to twist. And if you want, you can get long in your right arm, reach it up, and then take right elbow outside your left knee. And back to center, unwind. Take left leg out wide, right leg out wide. Make sure you're up on your sit bones. And wide-legged forward fold. Last time. Hang out for just a little bit longer on this side, not forever, I promise. Some blocks stacked underneath your head or your hands can be really nice support. Aim to keep your spine long in your fold, not hunching over too much. You're here for one more breath in. And one more breath out. And walk your hands back in. Set your blocks off to the side. And we're moving right into Shavasana. So set yourself up to be as comfortable as possible. Lay it on down onto your back body. I'm going to set up in a constructive rest, knees together, feet apart. You're welcome to come back into that reclined butterfly or any other position. It doesn't even have to be laying down on your back. Just make yourself really comfy, really cozy, really supported. Allow yourself to drift off, and I'll guide us back when it's time. Begin to find some small, gentle movements to wake up your body. Lengthen, deepen out. Deepen your breath. And lengthen it out. And maybe start to lengthen out through your body as well, stretching your legs out forward, arms up overhead. And however you need to get there, start to make your way up to a comfortable seat. Take your time, we're in no rush. Give your shoulders a few rolls up and down your back. Next inhale, take your hands up overhead. And exhale, hands to your heart. One more moment of acknowledgement and gratitude for yourself and for every practitioner who came before us to lay out such a beautiful path of yoga for us to practice. Inhale, thumbs up to the center of your forehead. And I bow my head with the deepest gratitude to all of you. Thank you so much for being here and sharing your practice. Please remember that inside of your space and outside of your space, you are always seen, heard, and loved. Thank you. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Please let me know if you have any questions or requests, and I will see you next time. Have a great evening, day, week, whatever time it is when you're practicing. I'll see you soon.